Alright, hold on, I gotta turn that. Is that gain? swimwear. All right, this is a song I started learning today. No, I started learning about either yesterday or the day before. That's a lie. I started learning this week. That's tricky right there. Sounds good? Like what? The tone is weird or what? Dude, I haven't played that in years. I went through a phase where I was obsessed with Metallica, bro. Oh, that's fine then. I'll take that. That's math rock. Math rockers would do something weird like, I don't know, let's count in 7/8, so let's figure out how to think about it. What do you think? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2. What's up, brother? He doesn't know about math rock. That's me in a nutshell, brother. I'm glad you get that through the videos. Holy shit. Well, I tell you what I'm trying to do. So if you're interested, you can follow along and help support me. Share my stuff. I'm working on a show right now, building like a really cool experience for my audience. Where what you just said, I want to bring into music. Like, my favorite music of all time is, like, 70s rock and roll. And what I love about it is exactly what you just said. It just came from love, and it was real. But anyways, I want to come play live shows, man. And I'm in the process of, like, walking into artistry. And I'm at the early stages right now, so it's really scary. But I've got a team of guys helping me out. Argue with that, man. So I really appreciate you, Johnny. might be clipping on the right. It's really sporadic. If it's really bad, let me see. I'll reconnect my thing. That's better. Appreciate you letting me know. Yeah, I started learning it. It's really hard. I don't know. I gotta keep working it, man. Hey, Johnny, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. That's you left me the coolest compliment, brother. I could do that. That's on my list of songs to learn, so I guess I'll do that. What I was kind of hoping to do with this live stream is I like practicing on camera. I know it's a really weird thing, but I just do because I get to have a conversation. It breaks it up, but I still practice. So I appreciate all you guys hanging out. But my plan was to get through some of these CHON songs, and then, honest to God, I've literally been studying that and Champagne. So if you bear with me while I get through this CHON song, if you love Polyphia, I was literally learning those two songs. Champagne is really difficult. But dude, that melody is so good. Yeah, it's just one of those melodies you can sing. I'm trying to learn how to play this correct, and that legato lick is really killing me. I'm just not going to worry about the slide for now. It's just going to be all legato. This is how I work on these songs, man. I just slowly chip away. explain what I'm doing too. So if you ever want to replicate this style, I kind of learned this from Tim Henson. Honestly, I was watching one of his. He talks about how he does things, and one of the things he was talking about was how he learns these songs and how he practices. And what I learned from him is trying to get into the mindset of the player and playing every note by note, so you can figure out where your hand goes, and then you just rep it a million times until it's like your hand just can't play the wrong thing. But that's kind of where it starts. That's where I'm at with this song. It's like. Just repping that slow, 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 because that's a really hard riff, for me at least. Take it up to the top and stream it all together. Dude, that's crazy. There's still some things I want to clean up, but I'll take that. Alright, now I need to see what he's doing for this next part. tappy tap boy part now. Let me take it back to the beginning. That's a weird progression. I don't know. I still don't have my head wrapped around that. But I'm going to push the tempo from the beginning now. So this is now 70% speed. I've got the intro part, but I don't have these runs. This run is just so... I've never played anything like it. It's really fun. Almost sounds like jazz. Yeah, I guess technically it's fusion. Probably like cool jazz. I'll just fucking with you. One of my good friends here in this town is a huge jazz guy, and I'm not. I'm mostly self-taught. I can't play that fast. Yeah, I haven't worked this out yet. All right, let me slow it down. What I like to do is try to push tempo and then bring it back and then collect all the notes. I mean, this is just practice, y'all. This is my favorite types of practice sessions. I got a little cocky. for this B part. That's fun, man. It's just really, it's like it's a lot to get your brain around because it's like you're walking up, but you're also jumping. And I should probably hybrid pick. That'll probably come once I actually get it underneath my left hand. Then I'll figure out my right hand. But yeah, I think. You know what? Honestly, I think your left hand dominates what you can learn at a slow tempo, but right hand is the difference between slow tempo and fast tempo. So I think the way that I've been approaching learning these, because I'm trying to be systematic about this and be sneaky, so I can shoot a lot of the progress. This is my engineering background coming out. So my theory is that if you can get your left hand doing what it needs to do slow and you figure out all the weird positioning, then you focus on your right hand, then that's where like right hand brings speed, left hand brings cleanliness. We'll see if I'm right. Oh, it's in 9-8. Dang, that's actually not bad. That was some progress. I was like, oh shit, I remember this part. It's like. I need to do that again though from that section. I still don't feel like that's completely underneath my skin. But we're getting so much closer, and that's all that matters. 1%. 1%, baby. Every day. I'm playing the long game, bros. That's confusing. So it's. Dude, that's so pretty, man. That's crazy. Let's go. Let's go again. Dang So close. Man, that sounds so pretty. This tone sounds really good. This Ibanez, very nice. I like it. Dude, that's good. That's good. All right, one more time. One more time. One more time. One more time. Whew. Whew. This is fun. Hang on, I gotta figure out these chords. Only CHON would choose these chords, man. What the fuck is this? What's up? live stream. You brought me treats, bro. That's my favorite. This is my favorite of all time. What would I do to get so lucky? She brought me a crunch bar. You wanna hear what I'm working on? I don't have it fully down. It's a new CHON song. I got the intro part pretty fast, but I don't have the mid part, so I'm gonna play it pretty slow. But slow for CHON is still like way faster than anything I've ever played. Wow. I had a crunch
like
bar.
Better than Kit Kat?
Oh yeah, bro.
Really?
Dude, that's it.
We do like those, but
Damn.
I thought Kit Kat was better.
Bro, I haven't had one since I was probably a kid. No, Halloween, because every now and then you get the little small ones in there. But I don't think we've had them recently. Hold on, I gotta get another bite, then I'll play the song.
Aren't there like, don't you break it off?
No. Oh.
I saw you taking a bite of it. I'm like, you're crazy. There you go.
Yeah, no, it's on my fingers. I'm playing guitar. I gotta have clean hands. All right, check this out, guys. This is 50% tempo. My hands are sweating now. Well, you're watching. Pressure's on. We're such nerds. That's hard. I don't have it down yet. That's crazy though, right?
Bro, that was awesome at the beginning.
Bro.
The 16 notes, I was like, what? You hit them all.
Dude, I've been sitting here doing this like slow as fuck. That's been the trick. Slow and steady, and just learning how to keep like that. Dude.
And you were in time? I was like,
Dude, one of my buddies put it best. He said, "You don't understand the advantage of your engineering degree." And I think he's right, because my brain is like figured out how to break this down where it's like chunkable, like, and then I chunk chunks together, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm doing it.
I thought that's how you're supposed to learn songs.
Sure, but stuff like this.
That's how I learned songs.
Yeah, but you never learned something like, I don't know.
I got like in percussion and stuff.
Oh, really? Well, I don't know. Maybe I didn't know how to practice right. You just had a good drum instructor, I guess.
Well, you just started using a metronome lately, so
Yeah.
I've been trying to get you to do that for years now, and you just got so offended.
Yeah, I've got good timing.
It was good.
I've always had good timing. I guess it's different, you know, because we do this in flute land.
What, using metronome?
Yeah, and playing like really
Yeah.
slow, note by note.
Yeah, because like if all your flutes aren't playing in time, then it just sounds like
Horrible.
yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have all your flutes playing.
I guess I just don't know
There's a
why.
lot of like fast notes in flutes.
Well, also for this though, there's so many techniques that you really have to learn, and I don't know if it's best to sit here and go note by note if you don't know the technique. Like for example, you see me do this all the time, like this. Like that's been an integral part of all of this, and then also being able to, which is from. There's just so many things you've really got to like, so many techniques. And then the chunking part is just the coolest part. It's like, oh wow, this legato run is like some string skipping with some hybrid picking, and then like some tappy tap further down.
Some tappy tap.
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that what you call it?
That's actually like no, that's the official name for it in the guitar community. We call them tappy taps. There's also slidey boys. I'm not fucking with you. Slidey boy is a real thing. I can't really do a good slidey boy. Just like that. This is one note. Slidey boy is. You'll hear that all the time in math rock. Oh, how'd you do at trivia?
Not that great. We
Not
did
that great?
great the first 2 rounds. We were like 100%, and then after that,
Nothing.
kind of downhill. Do you know any moons? Names of moons?
Neptune.
That's not a moon.
Oh,
It's a planet.
Siri. Wait. Yeah, I do. I just gotta think about it.
That was the final question. It was like
The moon.
it said name. It said it's okay. So apparently
Titan. Titan is a moon.
That is a moon. Did you know that Pluto's moon? Do you know what its name is? One of its
No, off the top of my head.
Sharon.
Sharon. Better than Karen.
But it's not SH. I think it's TH.
Oh,
But anyway,
fancy.
But I was so confused. I'm like, who the hell came up with that name? Sharon. Anyway, but then it was like, so that's like I think the 12th largest moon or something like that in our
Sharon
solar
is?
system. Yeah.
For Pluto?
Yeah. It has a big.
That's surprising. Well,
pretty
12. 12 is a lot.
Yeah, but do you know how many moons are in our solar system?
No. Well, in our solar system, a lot. I was thinking in our galaxy. I think galaxy is just like we're Milky Way. I don't know now. Now you got me all confused.
The galaxy is bigger than our solar system. Our solar system is just like our little planets.
Gotcha.
Anyway, there's like over 40, I think.
Damn.
But a lot of them are really small. But he wanted to know. We had to list 5 that were bigger than Pluto's moon.
What were they? Is our moon bigger than Pluto's moon?
Io is one. Iowa. I don't know.
You had to name all of them or just one?
5. You had to name 5 out of it.
5? I thought.
We only got one. It was because of Alice.
What was it, Titan?
No, she got Io.
She would. Damn, if I was there, we would have had 2.
Other ones you probably wouldn't know. There was a question about It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, really?
Kind of.
George Bailey?
There's like no, it was
James Stewart?
no. Yeah, they said James Stewart film.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Anyway, so there was something about that, but there was a whole section about video games, farming video games, particularly. Anyway, are people getting bored?
Yeah. How long have I been playing for? When? Tonight or all together? What'd you say? Perfect Pillow? I'll do Perfect Pillow. Jess, thank you for the candy bar. I won't be much longer.
No, I'm gonna be reading.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna read 20. I got like 25% of my book left. I gotta read.
Okay.
I don't have to.
Boston has really bad gas, just a heads up.
At least we got one clean dog. Can you believe Charlie did that?
No.
He literally like scraped at the shower door, so I open it. He walks in.
Mm.
And then he tries to get out, so I let him out. And then he comes back in and tries to get back in again, so I let him back in.
Alright.
And then I was like, you're not getting out this time.
Maybe he just needed a bath. Can you do me a big favor?
No.
Can you make me a cup of tea? I got a teacup. I got new tea, and it's really good.
What kind is it?
It's called Alpine tea.
Do you want the same bag?
No, I want a new bag. Mint would be a plus, but a beggar's not a chooser. Alright. Hell yeah. Only started in like early December. Yo, wow, I haven't seen you. What's up, brother? Yeah, I would say, well, I'll tell you my story, and then I'll play some more for you. I've been playing a lot of CHON. My wife just got home from trivia, so we were catching up. She brought me a crunch bar. Isn't that so sweet? I first picked up guitar. Alright, I had to make sure my synth was still on. I first picked up guitar when I was 11. I was like the classic millennial skateboarding, playing RuneScape, playing guitar. That was like my whole summer for many summers. But I never really took it serious until honestly recently. I mean, I've always had a guitar in my life, and I've always kind of identified as a guitar player, but never like I've always just been like a bedroom player thing. I guess I did like jazz band in high school, and I was in one jam band in high school, but that was about it. But I was in the Marine Corps for 5 years, and like there would be guitars that we'd find on base, and I'd somehow find it and play it. And then during quarantine, when things kind of shut down, I picked up my. Oh, I am, man. You're figuring me out, Lucas. Um, but during the quarantine is when I really got bit by the bug again as an adult, and I at the time I was studying computer science at Clemson University, and guitar started creeping in. I started live streaming on Reddit, and I'll tell you how I got into live streaming. There was this German guitar player who used to stream on RPan all the time, and he was amazing. He could literally play anything. So I would watch his live streams for hours, bro, and I would just ask him questions and learn from him. And I asked him, I was like, hey, what's like the best advice you give for someone who's like really trying to learn this thing? And one thing he told me is like practice daily, but also live stream as much as you can. And he said it's funny because at the beginning you'll suck, but over time you consistently get better and better and better, and it's just a really fun thing to do, and you get better. I was like, okay, sure. So I started doing it on RPan. At first, I would suck. Nobody was really watching. Maybe like one or two people like here on YouTube, but I'm newer on YouTube. But anyways, nobody was watching me, and um, one day like I just started. I had like the same people come in and hang out. They would have songs, and I would just work on these songs, work on them, and I would try to sight read them, and then next thing I know, it started making sense. So I would sight read anything people would say, and I did everything from like struggle through Dark Eternal Night by Dream Theater, and when I wasn't live streaming, dude, I was grinding it. Like, ask me again, I'll play it. So, but over time, you just get better. Like as long as you practice every day, you're gonna get better. That's like really the secret. That's what separates guys who are really good versus guys who never really go anywhere outside of like four chords. And you got to really practice. And I would say I really started to get intentional in my practice whenever yeah, and it does, and it definitely does, Scott. Because now I'm gonna kind of lead into that was in what 2019, 2020. I graduated from Clemson, and I was working as a game engineer, and I lost my job, and I was kind of like rock bottom. I didn't really like. I got out of the military, didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life, and was just kind of wandering around, right? And next thing you know, one of my followers on Reddit reached out to me. And she's like, "Hey, like you love this music thing, like why don't you pursue it?" And I'm just like, it just kind of felt like a joke. It just felt like it was something fun to do. But whenever she said that, it's just amazing what one person believing in you can do, because it changed the question in my mind. I was like, man, why not me? Why can't I do this? So I ultimately decided to go back to school because I'm a military veteran. So I have post 9/11. So I'm a student right now at Full Sail. I get ready to graduate in 3 months. So I've been doing this for like 2.5, 3 years now, and it just takes a lot of dedication. But you gotta love it. If you don't love it, it's gonna be really hard to practice. But if you learn to love the instrument and love music and the language of music, bro, I love practicing. I love getting on this live stream and playing the same line 5 million times because I get the biggest tickle when I get it. And it's like the more you practice on and off camera, it really does help. And to get to his point, Scott's, I'm gonna tell you how I got my first break. So this is probably 2 years ago, I would say. I put together a band locally that was called the Portals. We were like a 1970s prog rock band. So we were just playing covers, and we were just getting into writing before the band broke up. And so to give you an idea of our set list, the set list was War Pigs by Black Sabbath, Working Man by Rush. What else was on there? Highway Star by Deep Purple. Some Led Zeppelin, and also some Greta Van Fleet, because our idea was to kind of target everybody who loved the music we loved, which was like 70s rock. That was really cool. About halfway through, our singer quit, and we were trying to find a new vocalist. When we did, an opportunity came up that the drummer of the band, Taylor Deming, sent my way, and it was an audition to become the lead guitar player for a musical called Rock of Ages. And he was like, "Dude, um, I think you'd be a good fit for this." And I was like, "Okay." So I went in, I got the music, just kind of scrambled on it, did as much as I could, learning it as fast as possible. And then I did the audition Monday, and it was one of the most terrifying things in my life because I'm a bedroom guitar player. Like, I learned how to read music in school, but not as a guitarist. You know, like I'm still figuring my way out through the guitar. It's just I apply what I learned in college on the fretboard and try to really practice it. Um, but I pulled it off. I got the job, and I became the lead guitar player for Rock of Ages here in Lexington, South Carolina. And it was crazy, man. It was like my first big thing. Like our biggest show had over 1,000 people there, and it was just like mind blowing. I was on the radio and all kinds of shit. It just felt really fake considering my story just a year prior to that. You know, and then after that, the band broke up. I went. What did I do after that? Immediately following, I did a Little Shop of Horror. I just kind of built a name for myself as a pit musician because I'm a performer, man. You put me on a stage, I like come alive. I love it. Like I, I just love it. So I did a Little Shop of Horror right after, and that's when one country artist reached out to me. I don't want to say his name because I'm not really a fan of him, but I played with him for a bit. He gave me a set list. It was like 3 hours of music in a whole new genre. Learned the set list in less than a month, and we played at a like a tailgating party. It was cool. Like a senator from South Carolina was there and everything. And then after that, turns out it didn't work out like I thought it was. So I kind of just like leaned in on TikTok, started building a following on TikTok. Next thing I know, a second country artist who's still one of my good friends, his name's Ethan Wooten. He reached out to me, wanted me to play some gigs with him. So again, I learned like the country thing, and then him and I played a lot of gigs together. It was a lot of fun. We even traveled. We went to Jacksonville State University in Alabama and played, and it was so much fun. And then that kind of dissolved, and ever since then, I did one more musical. I did the Adams Family, you know, and since then, I've been really focused on my studies at school and building a following online, and that kind of leads me to like what I'm doing now. Dude, same. That's why I'm here, Lucas. That's why I live stream, dog. That's awesome. And that means this YouTube algorithm is doing its job and finding its people. So I'm glad I'm in here with people who who love this stuff like it's a video game. Yeah, that's awesome, man. You've been gigging really hard, mostly acoustic gigs. Acoustic has shot my electric skills through the roof. Yeah, man. I feel that for sure. We used to do country duo gigs, acoustic, and it was because you don't play an acoustic guitar like you do an electric guitar, but your rhythm gets really good. That's awesome, man. Yeah, I'm in the pursuit of it. I'm young. I'm figuring it out, but I'm kind of leaning into more of like my own artistry than continuing to support other artists. And this has been a fun experience. Like I released an album last week. It came out. It's called School Years, and it's a short album. It's only about 12 minutes, but there's about I think there's seven. Yeah, there's 7 tracks on there. I was specific. There's 7 tracks on there, and it kind of shows my width as a composer and songwriter. Um, and now I'm working on a second album where it's going to be more of like an experience, and I'm working on putting together like a show because I want to get out of my studio, and I want to leverage this whole online following and blend the two and be a hybrid guy. I don't want to just be stuck in the bedroom practicing all the time. And I've what's been really cool, and Scott, I hope you're doing the same thing, man. It's been really cool to build a following of people who like really believe in you and really want you to succeed. That's kind of like a new thing for me, and I'm just grateful, man. That's a cool experience. The whole online platform is really cool. Wherever you listen, brother, you can listen to them on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon, and there's some older stuff on there too. I got like probably 10 songs published. Huh? Yes, ma'am. Ooh, she got me tea. Hold on. I don't know if I want to suit you. I thought that'd be for you. I'm not gonna eat right now, but I'll try it later.
I'll eat it.
No, save me at least one. Annie, you want to go back out? Come on, you can go out. Get on. Get. Yeah, I agree, man. It's fun. Because it's different too when you see eyeballs, especially in the country gig. Uh, I saw people line dance for the first time in my life, and I was like, bro, what the fuck is this? There's no mosh pit. There is whatever this a do-si do pit. Yeah, man. Or Facebook Marketplace is a really good spot too. Definitely go used. Don't go new, bro. Yeah, some Alan Jackson. This is a track we used to play all the time. Yeah. Dude, I'm gonna give you a guitar player you need to look up. You need to look up Merle Travis. I can't Travis pick, but I can kind of do like the old school country thing, like. Merle, Merle, Travis. You can also look up Travis Pickin, but if you look up Travis Pickin, Chet Atkins is going to come up. And Merle Travis is the guy who inspired Chet Atkins. Is it an amp or a plugin? Neither. It is an Action Effects 3. So it's a preamp slash effects processor. Oh, thanks, Scott. Let me change guitars actually. My tea is so hot. Oh, that's a great question, man. I know. I was tuning my guitar. Um. Let me think. All right. I'm gonna answer your question in detail. And I might play some music like I'm at church while I talk. That's kind of my thing lately. Um, I would be very articulate with your time. Let's say you have an hour to practice and you want to get better at guitar. I'll tell you what I would do in that limited amount of time. I'd probably take 5 to 10 minutes warming up, and I'm gonna show you some really good exercises, and then you'll have to find your own. If you want, like, if you want this stuff written out and given to you, you can find it on YouTube. I also run a Patreon. It's $5 a month or $40 a month if you really want to support me. But $5 a month gets you access to all of my lectures. and then you just download them and go through your own pace. So in there, I lay out some of my favorite exercises. I'm getting ready to write another article because I'm developing my own. Like as I get to my skill level, I'm paying attention to what I'm doing and I'm documenting it for the Patreon because it's kind of like my journey on there, to be honest. But there's over 100 different lessons. But the lessons are still stem in the same philosophy, where I would take like 5 minutes to warm up. Some things you can do for a warm up, you can do your major scale patterns. Um, what I really like to do lately that I'm going to do a lesson on is one, take your chromatic scale. And also from here on out, only alternate pick. Do not just do the James Hetfield. And if you don't know what alternate picking is, basically like one picking style is all the way down, the other one is going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. I would also recommend getting a technical pick like this. Like the cheap picks that you see, they're gonna really work against you unless you're just doing like cowboy chord strumming. But if you're actually gonna practice, write this down. A Jazz 3 is like the pick that I recommend. Get you a variety pack because they come in all different like sizes and form factors. You really got to find something that fits your hand, and get your guitar set up too if you're really going to start being serious about this. I set up all of my own instruments, but the difference between an instrument that's set up to play versus an instrument that you just buy off the shelf, like Lucas or whoever it was who said they're going to buy one, bro, like take the time to learn how to set up your instrument. Because I can tell you something. For me, I can like blow on this and it'll fret. That's just how I like to play guitar. But I have to set my instruments up to support that play style. So one is to get really low action, and different necks allow me to do this better than others. Like this Strandberg is probably the easiest playing guitar in my collection. Like I love this guitar. This is I love all of my guitars. You're gonna hear me say that all the time. So don't think like if I say I love one, it doesn't mean I don't love the other. It's not mutually exclusive. They're all my babes. But and I'm weird about my guitars. That's what you're learning right now. So the Strandberg, the reason why I can get it so low is because it has a carbon fiber neck. That's going to help out with tuning stability. I don't really worry about the neck. Like once I've set the neck, I haven't really had to worry about it. It's maple. Maple's hard as hell. It's not, and all this stuff matters. If you have mahogany and rosewood, you might get a little bit more work than like a roasted maple neck. And honestly, as long as you maintain humidity in your house, you're not traveling, that's probably not as big of a deal for some as it is with others, but I just like to be prepared. You gotta know your gear. The other thing is you gotta know the radius of your fretboard. So the radius on this fretboard is like 20 inches, and if you don't understand radius, it's basically like draw a circle, whatever the distance is from the middle to the edge of the circle, that's your diameter is basically your radius. It's just a shaven part of a circle. So the higher the number, the flatter the fretboard's going to be. I guess that's what matters for you. So 20 inches on a guitar is like, damn, that's flat. Like a classic Fender is about 7.5 to 9.5, depending on the year and the model. They also make a 12-inch neck. My Ibanez, the blue guitar I was playing earlier, it has a 12-inch radius. I really like 12-inch and above. That's kind of like 12. I mean, don't get me wrong. I have a vintage Strat from the 80s, and I think it's 9.5, and I love it just as much. But I don't. It doesn't get as much playtime as my other guitars. And don't feel like you got to know all this at once at the same time. Good thing is you got stuff like this on YouTube where you can actually come back and watch this or ask me in the future or whatever. Because over time you'll learn this stuff, and this is also probably why I have so many guitars. If my wife is listening, but they're all just so different. They all have different like quirks about them that make them play differently. The other thing I do is I play really light gauge strings. I play 9 to 42. When I first made the switch to light strings, I was always out of tune because my hand wasn't adjusted to it. Like one of my favorite guitar players of all time is Stevie Ray Vaughan. Stevie Ray Vaughan is famous for playing really heavy strings, so I thought if I need to sound like Stevie, I have to play heavy strings, and it turns out that's like not the case. Honestly, it's kind of the opposite for me. What else? Oh, talking about practice. So get your guitar set up. That's step one. Especially if you're brand new to this, and setups are so hit or miss, man. I would do it yourself, but it might be worthwhile for the first one to take it to somebody. You just not all guitar tech. Like I don't trust my local guitar center to touch my gear. I don't trust anybody to really touch my gear. There was one guy I really trusted, and then he quit working at the local guitar shop. So I'm like, I'll just do all my own shit because it's very personal. It's like shoes, man. Like why do we have so many pairs of shoes? It's the same thing. They all walk a little different or look a little different and make you whatever. Go with a different outfit. But I'll tell you, if you're trying to play fast, you want low action. If you're learning, it probably doesn't matter. Just get as low as you can. What else? So if we got our instrument set up, I would do 5 minutes of warm up, major scale or the chromatic. For Scott, the thing I've been doing lately is separating, and I'm not the best at it yet, but I'll separate my fingers out like this. You know what I'm saying? Um, you got to make stuff up for you that works for you. Like by the time I can do that, I'm pretty well warmed up. You know. I also do something like this. The classic John Petrucci, and then I'll sweep it. Then I'll do some sweep picking. But those are things for me, where I'm at. You got to figure out where you're at and work to that. Um, from there, I would really focus on technical stuff. So really, after you warmed up and you go through your warm up cycle and make your own, next thing I would do is really focus on technique. Technique will take you wherever you want to be, brother. Wherever you want to be. No one has ever said, "Man, I have too much technique. I just can't play this." No one's ever said that. So focus on it. Learn technique. Alternate picking is really, really important, especially in the beginning. And then from there, it's kind of like a tree. Follow your interests. If you're not interested in guys who sweep pick, then don't learn it. But if you're interested in someone like Leonard Skinner who's using like some hybrid and some weird funk stuff, like learn that. And then just follow your intuition. Whatever it is, like if you can't play a song, the secret is to figure out what technique is holding you back, practice that technique, and then learn the song that you're trying to work. And that's what I would do for the other half of the session. And for that, I don't want to be too structured and be like 15 minutes, 15 minutes. You know what I mean? But if you can work all of that into your practice session, you'll have a really productive practice session. Alternate picking is when you're doing a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up method. Yeah, anything you've heard me play so far is on my Patreon too. So if you actually want to see it, and I write out like a lesson about how I think about it. I was gonna keep plugging that because it would be really cool. All right, I'm done. Yeah, and what he's talking about with economy of motion, I'll explain that because I've been really obsessed with this recently. There's a really good YouTube series out. What's his name? Like Rory Gallagher or something like that. Um, Basically, you need to think about what's the least amount of work you can do. Like when you watch me pick, I hope it's boring. I hope my right hand is boring because if my right hand is boring, then that means like I'm doing it right. Versus like if my hand's moving like that, that's really bad. You know? So I focus a lot of time on getting that right hand doing the shortest amount of distance I have to travel between strings. And I practice stuff like this. I'll go. Like the other thing you need to practice like in and out from like a picking standpoint. I'll practice alternate on each string where it's like out, 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 out. So I'm picking on the outsides of the string. And then I'll do another session where I'm picking on the insides of the string. It's harder than it looks. That's really good practice. I'm going to incorporate that in my next one. So thanks for asking. Embrace the suck, because everybody goes through it. Embrace it. Don't be embarrassed. Everybody goes through it. One day you're gonna be on YouTube live, and someone's gonna be like, "Lucas, how do I get where you're at?" And you're gonna be like, "Dude, let me tell you something. I used to be so embarrassed because I didn't know how to play a pick. I would just sit there and play silently, and I wish I would have just owned where I was at because it's fun. What a thrill it is to be a beginner again and learn something new, right? Have fun with it. Embrace it. You're learning guitar, dude. It's the coolest fucking instrument there's ever been invented. If it was boring, it'd be called like a violin or something. No, I'm just kidding. I'm sure there's violins who think the same way. But guitar's the coolest instrument, right? But don't worry, that's why I'm here. I'll teach you. This is why you're subscribed to me, right? Right? So don't overthink it. Everybody's hand is different. There's no right or wrong way per se, but I'll show you how I hold it at least. So I'll show you actual placement. So the way I do it is like if my finger's here and this first joint's here, I kind of just like lay it on top of there and then bring it in where it's kind of parallel to my finger, if that makes sense. So you can kind of see I'm forming like a triangle. If I'm making a triangle for me, that's good enough. I have a student who plays like this, and that works for him. Doesn't work for me. I've got to bring it in close. And there's also some people who do like this weird like inward thing. Doesn't matter. It's whatever works for you. But for me, that's how I like to play. And then outside of that, there's really two different schools of thought. There are some guys who swear that if you want to have optimal technique, then you need to keep your palm closed, and this is called closed palm technique. So that works, but there's also a lot of great players who play with an open palm technique, so their hand will stay up. Let me see. Versus closed. Doesn't really matter, man. You just gotta find what works for your body and like commit, but commit to one and learn it, and then later on commit to the other and learn it. So you can go back and forth. That's really the only way that you're gonna be able to know which one works best for you. Like I can't look at your hand and be like, oh yeah, you're an open grip kind of guy. I can see it. No, you'll just find out over time. Practice with it though. At least you know those two techniques now. But no matter what, it's gonna feel foreign at first. You gotta just figure out the one that feels the least amount of foreign. I don't know how to word that. Find the one that doesn't feel as awkward and like lean into it. Yeah, I kind of play, especially when I'm hybrid picking. Like, I'll use a Slender Skinner song because I love Skinner, and this is the song that taught me how to hybrid pick. I kind of play a blend, so my finger's gonna be out like this, and I'm gonna kind of have it nestled. I can't keep it clean with a closed grip for that. So that's kind of my technique. But I'll do something like. So it just depends, man. Again, it just I guess that's the theme. It just depends on your hand. I like Chris Bucks. I don't know who Chris Buck is, or I don't recognize that name. Is he a country guy? But the close hand is like really good for shredding. I'm not gonna lie. I follow this guy called Bernd, the German. Oh, he's not German. I don't know I don't know his nationality. joining? You joining the Discord? What's up, Charlie Brown? You want me to get you? Is this what it says? Oh, I'll get you, boy.